When Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem came out last year, it had the massive responsibility of rebooting an entire franchise. However, the movie mostly went under everyone's radar due to zero publicity during the groundbreaking SAG-AFTRA strike. It also premiered on Paramount Plus only a month later, further losing the chance to gain some traction in theaters. That said, the film did manage to create enough noise among fans and critics alike, receiving favorable reviews from all quarters. To keep that critical reception going, Nickelodeon and Paramount are back with a TV series that serves as a sequel and a litmus test for the reboot's survival. Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles reunite audiences with the brothers Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo, teenagers and mutants. The series deals with the aftermath of mutant mayhem, with some citizens finding the Turtles cool and others a menace. Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Season 1 share an aesthetic similarity with the movie that showrunners Chris Yost and Alan Wan keep up throughout the episodes. But more than the comic book feel, it is the humanity of the Ninja Turtles at the center of the tale. The show beautifully paints the brotherly love between them, while making the most out of the action as the half-shells finally meet their match, killer robots. It is not the first time the Turtles franchise had a series to its name, especially an animated one. But unlike the others, Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Season 1 is a continuation of a movie that has pretty much laid down the blueprint of its world. All the show now has to do is follow it despite the creative constraints it can bring. Luckily, Mutant Mayhem's ending gives the sewer-dwelling turtles more leeway, which opens up the world above for more storytelling avenues. Unleashing killer robots after the mutants is undoubtedly one way to do it. The first part of the show follows the Turtles trying to survive an army of self-repairing, indestructible robots, programmed to kill mutants that their creator, the criminal Bishop, calls schizoids. As cliched as it sounds, the plot turns unexpectedly when it splits the four brothers and sends them running to four corners of New York City. This doesn't just add suspense, but also raises an important question. What can the brothers do alone? With each turtle set on a diverging path, the story splits into multiple narratives, running parallel along the same timeline. One of the pros of episodic storytelling is that each character gets time to grow into their own simply because of the longer runtime. However, the trajectory their lives take also determines each episode's tone. Given that these are a bunch of fun-loving teenagers, it is equal parts thrill and danger. Each brother begins their narration in the same fashion. A terrifying robot keeps relentlessly pursuing them, and only after teaming up with an ally or finding their inner strength can they thwart the threat. The Turtles are unreliable narrators who each tell their own version of events to satisfy their egos. This makes a simple plotline all the more intriguing with its Rashomon-esque execution. The stakes are already high, with the robots pushing the protagonists to the corner. It adds to the palpable tension in the build-up to the fight scenes, primarily how the story remains high on energy. While action is a constant companion in most episodes, it is not everything. At the heart of the series are the characters' personal journeys, where they try to discover themselves away from their familiarity with their surroundings. Leonardo is clueless without his brothers, Raphael finds his anger is taking him nowhere, Michelangelo has to get serious for a second, and Donatello fails to recognize his true genius. That said, it is not just the protagonists, but also the villains who have a say in the story. Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Season 1 obliges, showing a different side to the events from their perspective. Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Season 1 works with preset characters in a preconceived world. This, however, does not mean the show cannot add its own flavor to the characters and help them grow into heroes, or, in some cases, villains. Keeping up with Nickelodeon's young demographic and the light-hearted nature of the original movie, the series goes a different route than the Turtles' usual team setup and tests the brothers individually. Leonardo has traditionally played the role of the leader because he is the guy with the plans, but without a team to back him up against an enemy who outsmarts him at every turn, Leo feels lost. That is when he thinks about what his other brothers will do in this situation. Something similar happens with the others as well. Michelangelo, who is terrible with responsibilities, must protect a henchman and himself. Raphael, who wants to punch his problems away, has to talk it out with a local gang to get their help. Last but not least, Donatello has to discard his self-doubt and channel his inner beast if he has any chance of survival. While Mutant Mayhem was all about acceptance, the series explores the bond of the brothers. The Ninja Turtles no longer have to hide when visiting the surface. The people of New York already accepted them, with some citizens even calling them heroes. Comfortable with their new status and complacent to danger, the Turtle brothers vastly underestimate the foe before them and pay the price. Each episode focuses on a character, giving them all the space to figure out their way out independently. Leonardo learns to think of the robot's weaknesses, like Donatello, who, in turn, tries to think like Raphael. Raphael takes Michelangelo's advice about talking it out rather than using his fist, as the latter learns to think seriously for once. There is a fan theory regarding how each turtle's weapons reflect their opposite self. And, in a way, the show does something similar, with much more panache and effectiveness. Meanwhile, the original voice cast from the movie returns to voice the lead characters, making the show authentic and wholesome. The villainous Bishop wears her emotions on her sleeves regarding meeting their true selves. The one thing she wants, in the whole wide world, is to destroy mutants, specifically the brothers in half-shells. Bishop's origin story is cliched, as many such villainous beginnings already overuse the trope of a dead family member often. Despite this, her motivations and tenacity make her a memorable villain whose hypocrisy of being a bigoted mutant hater goes against everything scientifically. It also makes Bishop one of the Turtles' most dangerous enemies, which the show uses to create suspense. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.